ladies and gentlemen, we have a really important video to talk about regarding C3.AI, its earnings, and why we're seeing the price fall very quickly. Now, especially with some of the mixed results that we do have, people are questioning because C3.AI actually beat their expectations from earnings per share and on a revenue metric perspective. But talking about this, why are we seeing C3.AI's price coming down, especially with its future outlooks? It's important to address. So before we get into this, I'm not a financial advisor. Take everything I say with a grain of salt and hit that like button for the algorithm. Subscribe for daily videos, and of course, do your own research before making an investment decision. Now, talking about C3.AI, let's pop it up on the screen here and get right into the details that you need to know. Now, with the actual closing price for the trading session, C3.AI closed at basically $31.46. And you can see right here, basically consolidating on the day, looking for those earnings calls to be released, and we had trading volumes of about 19.5 million. However, after the earnings call and those results were released, you see C3.AI slip pretty quickly to $29, down nearly 8% in just the after hours. This could be a pretty serious day for C3.AI, and especially with implied volatility coming ahead. Now, popping it up on the screen here, what exactly happened with C3.AI? Let's talk about the details, the earnings report, and why the price could be coming down, which is really important to know, especially for the future of the business. Now, C3.AI, it does very well with its earnings. We see this with the non-GAAP earnings per share of -9 cents. This beats it by 8 cents, which was an estimated -17 cents. So really smashes the earnings per share on a non-GAAP perspective, and a revenue metrics of 72.36 million, beating it by about $1 million. This is basically in line with what the Wall Street analysts had predicted. Looking more specifically, you see those subscription revenues for the last quarter was 61.4 million, constituting 85% of its total revenue. So things have been looking well, but however, where things begin to fall will lie here in just the near future. Now, if we look at C3.AI and specifically looking into their profit margins, at their gross profit margin was 40.5 million, and this is representing a 56.5% gross margin. And in terms of its business, C3.AI has done really well, and they are yielding strong results in quarter one. They closed 20 agreements with through their partner network with bigger companies like Google Cloud, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft, and other big blue chip companies, and over 60% of those businesses were closed through the C3.AI partner network. And also on the federal level, C3.AI is doing very well, with bookings up to 39% compared with the over a year ago. And with those success stories, what we're seeing is that more people are continuing to use C3.AI. And another bullish thing that they did release was that C3 announced that the immediate availability of a new C3 generative AI suite that included 2 new domain-specific AI solutions for the industries and businesses, basically expanding their product and offering more products to a diversified client base that we have seen is growing. However, one of the big questions is, why are we seeing C3.AI fall in price with all this bullish news, and especially with them beating their earnings and actually growing on terms of their clientele? Why is C3.AI and investors, why are they scared for its future? That's where we lead into the next article, is that C3.AI says that it will be not profitable in quarter 4 of fiscal year of 2024. And we're seeing the stock slip as we speak. Now, speaking about that, and specifically, if we looked into some of the previous videos that we've talked about, C3.AI was saying that they were predicting to be profitable kind of in that 2024, and especially by fiscal year of 2025. Now, with that being said, and especially with their actual statement here, they say that they have brought consideration into marketing partnership. They worked on lead generation, branding, marketing awareness, and with all of these different types of things that they basically want to branch into and put their resources into. And as a result of this decision, it says that C3.AI does not expect to be GAAP profitable in quarter 4 of fiscal year of 2024, though it still anticipates being cash positive. Now, with that being said, and especially with them saying that they don't think that they will be profitable in 2024 is that they're going to be continuing to put their resources into their business. However, investors weren't the happiest to hear this kind of information, especially as they thought maybe C3.AI would be GAAP profitable by then. So with this being said, and especially with the way of promotion and investing into the marketing and domains of C3.AI, this doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad company. We still have C3.AI that's growing business-wise, and customers are really the concrete foundation of a business. So interesting to see there, and especially with that Q4 of fiscal year, are they going to try to scale their business and use some of the cash flow that they do have right now? As the CEO even said, that C3.AI was well ahead of its time for predicting the scale of opportunity in enterprise AI applications. So he said that we started the company when the market was nascent, and as the market has developed and expanded, we have expanded our branding into the market. So with C3.AI sitting where it's at specifically right now, we could see prices possibly come down. That of course is a full possibility, especially with support levels that we need to look at. If C3.AI opens at that 29 and holds there and jumps back up, or if you see a little bit of a sell-off that continues, look for possible support that we've seen in the past, kind of here in the 27s and kind of here in the mid 20s that we can test some support, bottom out support there at the 21s. Now that would be a big fall, especially if there was a large correction in C3.AI. However, we could see resistance or that reestablishes support kind of here in the low 30s. We do have some consolidation that we have seen there, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with C3.AI here in the near future. Now, one thing that I think is important to realize is this is still a speculative play and a pure play, especially on the AI industry. And with that riding on the back of C3.AI, it's important to realize that the whole market, and especially some of the other top big blue chip stocks that are involved in the AI industry, such as Nvidia, could leave an impact on these smaller stocks, these smaller cap stocks like we talked about with C3.AI and even Palantir. So especially with the future here and what the future is for the company, people are starting to get a little skeptical, especially if they're saying that they will not be profitable in Q4 of the actual 2024. So that'll be staying on the table. I hope you guys learned some information, and we'll be seeing what happens with C3.AI. Other than that, take care, peace out, and I'll catch you guys later.